So I've had inscription on my main since the beginning of Dragonfight, and I haven't really made any gold with it. So today we're going to look at, can we make some gold? I've done some experiments already today, and it looks like there are some profitable recipes and some ways to make gold here. So what I did earlier today was just craft some of the things I can craft: Vantus runes, chilled runes, and sold them. Posted them on the auction house. We got 15,000 gold, 16,000, maybe even a little bit more, and just like spending 10 minutes crafting with what I had in materials. So so it definitely has potential. It definitely has potential. But yeah, obviously what items we're going to focus on in this video is stuff you can sell on the auction house. We're not going to fiddle with crafting orders, but there's a lot of different items that you can do with inscription. You can do the inks potentially. I haven't done any heavy math on those. You have missives for crafting. You have the contracts. You have and you have the consumables, the Vantus runes, and the buzzing runes, and the chirping runes, and stuff like that. All of these can potentially be crafted for a profit, depending on what stats you have, what build you have, and where you've put your points. And my personal build is all over the place. I've not really specialized in anything. I started out in archiving, then I got the inspiration node, then I went into this, and now I've gone into the Vantus runes. As you can see, I have a lot of knowledge. We're talking 150 at least. Because this is my main, I've done everything every week on this one. So obviously we're pretty high in the knowledge department. But I haven't maxed out any one market, where I'm getting pretty close on the fauna runes and the Vantus runes. Now, one thing to note for inscription is that the recipe difficulties are generally not that high. So for intermediate materials, it's often around 260. Vantus rune is 360, which is one of the highest items in this specific category. Missives are 275. And the weapon runes are 300, so they're pretty low. And then you also have the contracts, and they're 300 as well. So that means that for most of these recipes, you can reach guaranteed quality 3 with the right build, if you've maxed out on skills. So you don't have to go inspiration. Now, right now, a lot of the inspiration, or some of the recipes are profitable with inspiration. So we can see here, Vantus runes are profitable with inspiration. Chilled runes are actually profitable with inspiration, but this craft sim is really messing up with a lot of inspiration, or a lot of inscription items for some reason. So there is a lot of potential for the inspiration build right now. But if you haven't decided yet, if you haven't put in points, I'd say long term you want to go for the skill build, which means you max out rune mastery, and then you go either rune binding, runic scripture, 10 points here, max runic scripture, 15 points into one of these if you're going for this, because they have the plus 10 multicraft. Then you max out rune binding as well for even more skill, and that should get you there once you slam on all of the rare profession equipment and reach a high skill level, which is going to be a little bit expensive, of course. I did it with the profession tool that you get from Reputation, the Chef's Rolling Pin. You get that from Artisans Consortium. It's expensive, but it'll get you there without having to rely on anything else than your gold. So that's the general idea. You can also go this route with the same general idea, get to the contracts and missives node, max this, and get like high multi-craft bonuses at guaranteed quality 3 for contracts and missives. As of right now, the missives are pointless to craft. All of them are selling for a big loss. I'm not sure why, even at quality 3. You'd need like absolutely incredible amounts of multi-craft to make this ever worth it. The crafting missives, the crafting tool missives, they are selling for a profit. So a lot of those are actually worth it. Buzzing runes, the weapon runes, you need to be guaranteed quality 3 to make gold here. But if you are guaranteed quality 3, then you can make some good gold with multi-craft essentially. Contracts are good, but they obviously require a ton of renown. And this is another, like, craft sim is telling me quality 2 is selling for 2,600 gold profit. It's selling for 170 gold. This is completely wrong. But this is still profitable for me. This is still profitable for me. And then we skipped over Vantus Rune, which is the most profitable out of them all, and is what was the biggest part of this mailbox. I haven't sold all my rank 2 ones, but they're also selling. The max rank ones sold out instantly. And we have the reset coming in tomorrow, so they should be pretty good. Now, obviously, for all of these items, they typically sell best on reset days. That's when people buy consumables. That's when people buy... you can buy the contract any day because they have 7-day duration. But people are probably going to be relatively synced up on reset days because they probably bought one on a reset day to start the cycle. Or whenever the World Quest reset, that's when it makes sense to buy a new contract if you're swapping it to another reputation. So yeah. Now, since I'm suggesting to go for the plus skill route and reach guaranteed quality 3, the number one stat is going to be multicraft. You want multicraft on your profession tool with a resourcefulness enchant, and you want to get your profession tool, your Scribe's Resplendent Quill, you want to get that to quality 5, and you want the same for the fine print trifocals, which also has a multicraft stat bonus. Those are the most important tools to level up to quality 5 and get someone to recraft them to that quality, which you should be able to find on most medium to high pop realms. They should have crafters who can do that. This one doesn't matter as much. Resourcefulness is good, of course. It is profit, but multicraft and inspiration are much better stats. And if you're just going for the multicraft and skill route, then multicraft is just absolutely incredible. And going to be the best stat by a significant margin in a market like that. So that's it. I think Vantus Rune is right now the strongest recipe. But with the skill rune, I think stuff like the weapon runes would be, or a skill build, the weapon runes would be absolutely incredible. And I'm sure there's other recipes that would be really good with if I had the guaranteed quality 3 piece. I should also mention perhaps the runed Writhe Bark. Right now the price has gone down a little bit on quality 3, but people are buying this because they need this to craft some of their profession tools. Since people buy the materials that they use to send the crafting order, there's definitely a lot of movement in high quality runed Writhe Bark. So this is also something you can potentially target. Just skill level 260, so once again this is an item that you can potentially craft guaranteed quality 3 and make money off of multi-crafting with. So yeah, that's inscription. That's what you can do. As I said, go for the skill build. Focus on either rune binding and where you go for weapon runes and Vantus runes, or archiving with contracts and missives. My suggestion is rune binding. I think that's the best one, which means 10 points, max runic scripture, and then put some points here and max rune mastery, which should get you there with max quality materials and a high level of inscription skill. Good luck, guys.